All right, hello. Save the clock tower. 10:04. When the clock stops in Back to the Future. Okay. Certainly an important reference. 10:04 in the calendar. Yeah. I mean, so you don't even have to do the number jump really to know this. But if you go to the date calendar and put 10:04 in, go to October the 4th, you'll know it's 88 days left in the year. In fact, there's been lots and lots and lots of people that have shown this before. Nothing super significant about this, really, is there? 88 miles an hour. Well, let's just think about some things to do with what's going on in those scenes in Back to the Future, and hopefully this may be a story that makes sense for this whole thing. So the first scene is when they're first test running the DeLorean, right? At like 1:20 in the morning it is. Now watch. Most of you will be familiar with this, but watch the scene anyway. Let me play this first little bit.
When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
Okay. So there's that bit of conversation there. Pretty important for the idea of something significant happening when the baby hits 88 miles an hour. Okay. And then, of course, to confirm that, I think further on here we have the...
What did I tell you? 88 miles per hour!
And then we have the license plate, the number plate with out of time. So again, when the baby hits 88 miles an hour, we're going to be out of time. Yeah? Some serious SHIT is going to happen. Okay? Now listen to Marty's language. Hang on.
Temporal displacement occurred exactly 1:20 a.m. and 0 seconds!
1:20 happens to be when Donald Trump's going to be inaugurated. Maybe. I'll play a little bit more.
Ah, Jesus Christ.
Okay. First thing that Marty says is Jesus Christ. Yeah? So this is the idea of a rebirth event happening. The Sirius SHIT is going to be linked to a rebirth event. Yeah? To do with the idea of Jesus Christ being reborn, I think, or, so that kind of idea. The whole idea of Jesus Christ being reborn is the destruction of the Matrix. Yeah? Getting rid of the Matrix, in order for you to get rid of the Matrix, you have to have a rebirth with a completely different mindset. You have to align with God or with Jesus Christ. Okay? The Matrix has to be no more. So the event itself is the destruction of the Matrix, which then becomes the rebirth of Jesus Christ, or at least, the idea of us living by those set of rules that God put out there for us in the natural world, which is essentially living as Jesus Christ would have lived. Yeah, to become the Christ is what's happening here, I guess. So anyway, so we have this whole thing going on. We have the clock stopping at 10:04 with the initial lightning strike. So we've jumped back to 1955 here, and this is the scene where Marty's going to... This is the night of the thunderstorm. This is where Marty is going to go back to roughly that point, and he's going to witness Doc getting shot. But what we need to know here is that 10:04 is a marker point for when the lightning hits the clock tower. Okay, and this represents the Matrix. This represents the corrupted metaphysical. This represents Mary, who has been corrupted into you know, a man-made, ego-driven, crazy thing. Okay, this thing is dying at 10:04. Okay, the death of this thing is the rebirth of man or of Jesus. Okay, because at this point, when the lightning hits the clock tower, stops the clock. Okay, and here again, Doc's going to get hit as well and go down. Okay, he doesn't die in this scene, but it's just like him being shot just moments later when Marty gets back. Again, Doc represents the metaphysical. He's essentially the Holy Spirit or Mary. Okay, and this is Marty. Okay, and what you'll notice is this is Marty doing his jump back. This is Marty being reborn at this point. Marty is going home at this point. He's being reborn. Okay? And he's gone. He's been reborn. Notice the atomic kid there. Very ominous indeed. But here again is the umbilical cord. He's broken free of the umbilical cord. The point at which he breaks free as well, notice where this thing is hanging on the line. It's at a midpoint. This is man on wire between the twin towers. This is perfect balance at this point. Death of the Matrix, rebirth of man, going home, coming back to God. Okay, where he belongs, right? And at this point, Marty, we're going to have another reference to Christ. Let's see if we can go on a little bit. I don't want to see all this bit. Notice that what Doc does here as well. Notice this. Notice what Donald Trump did when he was resurrected or reborn with the ear shot. Notice him holding his hand up. The triumphant punch up into the air, if you like. Oh, if you'd ever show it, sort of thing. There we go. And there's more of a sort of a wave at the end of there. Holding his hand up. Okay? It's kind of interesting, actually. I wonder whether can't really see it where Doc gets hit. I wonder if it runs, the lightning runs through part of his ear there, sort of thing, you know. Anyway, where does Marty end up? Another reference to the 10:04. And where does Marty end up? Oh, come on. Interesting with the drones in the air with the lights. We've got a helicopter here. But basically all they are mini helicopters, aren't they? There's red. Hang on. Let's click through. I know this is a bit painful, but... And where does Marty end up? In the Assembly of Christ. Okay. With Reverend... whoever it is. Play it on a bit. John Crump. I couldn't remember. John Crump. So we have the Donald Trump reference there as well. Okay. Especially with John Crump being Donald Trump, but we've got the JC reference again. Jesus Christ, JC, John Crump reference back to Donald Trump. Oh dear, oh dear. So where I'm getting to is at 10:04, could it be as simple as 88 days later, as we know, we already know this, you know, that there's 88 days left in the year at 10:04. Could it be that simple that Marty is being reborn on 10:04 because the clock stops at 10:04? So we have that date kind of confirmed with the clock stopping. And then we've just got to go on 88 miles an hour later, 88 days. And where does that take us? The 31st. Yeah, 0. when Doc shows us, he's explaining the time circuits, he types in the Declaration of Independence, okay, or yeah, that's the 4th of July 1776, and then he shows us the birth of Christ, 1225,000. Yeah, this is 0 right here. We're down to 0 right here. Okay, the birth of Christ. So anyway, that's where I'm at with this one. Okay, it's just interesting, as I always say. It's just interesting. Definitely a potential for all the other Hoover Dam references for this to be the Hoover Dam day, as it is in the dollar bill as well. You know, and I just showed you the Ghostbusters thing. Again, you got to remember Ghostbusters 1. I showed you that the world of the psychic in Ghostbusters 2. But you got to remember Ghostbusters 1 has that reference with the Stay Puft when they're destroying the Stay Puft Man to the Hoover Dam as well in there. There's a couple of little bits that people say. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it there. Hope that's short enough. Hopefully you can follow what I'm saying. The clock tower number signifies the rebirth of Marty, the birth of Marty. Okay, so we've got to go when the baby hits 88 days old. Is going to be down here. Okay, so when that baby hits 88, Marty was just born at 10:04 on the clock. Okay, or reborn at 10:04 on the clock. And when he hits 88 miles an hour, we're going to see some, or 88 days later, we're going to see some serious SHIT. Okay, maybe that makes more sense, repeating it again. Okay, alright, thanks for watching. Catch you on the one soon. Cheers. Bye.